Thomas Paine's Rights of Man, 1791, stands as one of the most influential political treatises of the 18th century. It passionately defends the ongoing French Revolution and calls for sweeping reforms in Britain. Paine wrote this work in direct response to Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France, 1790, a conservative critique that expressed skepticism and even horror at the unfolding events in France since the Revolution began in 1789. Rights of Man was published in two parts, with the first part appearing in March 1791. However, due to government persecution, the second part was delayed until February 1792. The clash of ideas and interests between Burke and Paine reverberated most strongly in Britain. While Burke invoked tradition and the sacredness of the British Constitution to uphold the existing social hierarchy, Paine emphasized equality and natural rights as arguments against monarchical and aristocratic privileges. Paine had already gained recognition for his advocacy of egalitarian ideals in Common Sense, 1776, where he denounced monarchy and encouraged Americans to declare independence from the British Empire. By the time he wrote Rights of Man, Paine had solidified his reputation as a radical polemicist and one of the world's foremost champions of liberty. In the first part of Rights of Man, Paine staunchly defends the French Revolution against Burke's criticisms. In response to Burke's portrayal of the French revolutionaries as a mindless and bloodthirsty mob, Paine depicts the Parisians who stormed the Bastille on July 14, 1789, as courageous individuals engaged in a struggle between liberty and despotism. Paine delves into the philosophical ideas and events that led to the French Revolution, acknowledging the influence of French support for the American Revolution. He then focuses on the key events in France from 1787 to 1789, ranging from the convening of the Assembly of the Notables to the historic storming of the Bastille. Throughout Rights of Man, Paine endeavors to challenge Burke's portrayal of the French Revolution as unjustifiable and characterized by indiscriminate violence. He lays the groundwork by establishing the doctrine of natural rights as the proper foundation for all governments. Paine directly confronts Burke's claim that the Parliament of 1688, which orchestrated the Glorious Revolution, established an everlasting constitution for England, binding future generations to its principles. Paine argues that no generation holds authority over its descendants and asserts that there is no such constitution in Britain. Just as generations are independent, individuals too possess inherent freedom. By advocating for natural rights and fundamental equality, Paine provides the basis for his broader exploration of topics such as rights, sovereignty, and the legitimacy of the American and French revolutions. In the second part of the work, Paine connects different forms of government with the well-being of the people. He begins by celebrating the American Revolution as a precursor to a new era, from which peace and prosperity are expected to arise. Paine contends that human beings are inherently sociable and that conflicts and misery primarily arise from the functioning of their governments. Paine juxtaposes the old hereditary governments, which originated from conquest and plunder, with the representative system characteristic of a republic. He argues that a republic is the only legitimate form of government, emphasizing that only the sovereign people can establish a constitution. Paine strongly criticizes the British government's perpetual cycle of wars, debts, and taxes, portraying the system as corrupt. Finally, Paine brings together all the strands of his argument by presenting a practical proposal for implementing the principles of the American and French revolutions. He offers a blueprint for how these principles can be put into practice, bridging theory with action. Paine asserts that if the British government were to undergo a reformation by adopting the principles championed in America and France, it would lead to widespread peace and prosperity. He goes on to calculate the potential savings that the British people could enjoy by eliminating the hereditary aspects of their government. Importantly, he explains how these savings could be utilized to enhance the lives of all Britons, excluding those who previously benefited from government favors. Paine presents a range of proposals on how these savings could be utilized for the betterment of society. He advocates for direct assistance to the impoverished and elderly, the establishment of a national system of public education, financial support for married couples and newborn children, and various other social initiatives. By reallocating resources in this manner, Paine envisions a more equitable and compassionate society. In addition to domestic reforms, Paine suggests the formation of an alliance between America, France, and Britain, enabled by reduced military armaments and reformed governments. Such an alliance, he argues, would not only contribute to global peace but also facilitate the dissemination of revolutionary principles throughout the world. Paine sees international cooperation as a means to advance the transformative ideals embraced by the American and French revolutions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.